Welcome to Mind Your Language. Of course, this is a segment that we all look forward to, learning 2.0. Let me bring in our word master, Willis Ochieng. Willis, it's great to see you tonight in a royal purple. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Betty, and looking at you, the way you come out on the screen, I just feel you are in and out for something big. That is a great job of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a great way to start the show tonight. Well, Willis, I want us to begin on a high-octane kind of way. And let's go to the streets and get to hear what people had to say on Word on the Street.
Mischievous, mischievous, mischievous.
Mischievous. Mischievous.
Mischievous. Mischievous.
Mischievous, mischievous, mischievous.
Mischievous, mischievous.
Mischievous, mischievous.
Mischievous. Mischievous.
Mischievous. Mischievous. Mischievous.
Willis, I think you should accompany our cameramen when they're going to the streets to teach them, you know, firsthand. How do you pronounce that word,
Yes,
Willis?
I know.
Yeah.
We say mischievous, mischievous. We don't say mischievous, mischievous, and all that. Mischievous.
Wow.
Just like we say grievous, harm. Grievous, not vious. Grievous, no. Grievous. Mischievous, no.
All right.
Mischievous.
Mischievous. Well, many people say mischievous, and I used to be one of those, but now I know mischievous.
Yeah,
Willis,
is good. That is good.
Yeah, Willis. Moving on to another word. Now, this is a word that we've constantly heard since Wednesday. Brew, illicit, brew, you know. What is that word, Willis? The correct pronunciation?
That reminds me of Vio and Felicitas of Kisi asking about the same word. We say brew, not brew. We also talk of illicit brew, not illicit brew. Illicit brew or illicit brews. Yes.
All right, Willis. So it's brew and not brew. Willis,
Yes.
moving on to a third word. Now, I'd like you to take us through this word that we know as rehabilitation. Rehabilitation. But, you know, when I was speaking to you earlier on, you gave me a very interesting pronunciation on this one, Willis. Shock us. Shock the nation.
Betty, I have always said that the problem is what we grow up hearing commonly, in fact, locally. We always hear of rehabilitate, rehabilitation. So that puffing is not there. You don't pronounce letter H. You say rehabilitation, rehabilitation, not rehabilitation. Yes.
Rehabilitation. That's a surprise, Willis. That's a surprise. You've started a bit early, but that's a good one. Rehabilitation and not rehabilitation.
But what we must remember is we talk of rehab. There we puff the H, but rehabilitation.
All right, rehabilitation. Got it, Willis. Moving on to another word. Do we say metaphor, metaphor? This one especially with young children, primary school. Metaphor or metaphor?
Even in literature, Betty, anyway, we talk of metaphor and metaphor. So two acceptable pronunciations for that word. You can say metaphor or metaphor.
All right, got it, Willis. Both are correct. Moving on to this word that means money given, you know, after someone has given you some sort of service. It could be a waiter, a waitress. Gratuity. Is it gratuity or gratuity?
We say gratuity. Then you can also say gratuity.
Okay.
So the two pronunciations are acceptable, Betty.
Okay.
Gratuity or gratuity.
Okay, so both are correct. What about this one? Continuity.
Yes.
Continuity. This is also a tricky one, a mouthful. How do we go about that?
Continuity. Continue. Continuity. Nuity.
Continuity. Got it, Willis, got it.
There you are.
All right, moving on to this word, and I'll spell it out. S-C-O-U-R-G-E. That means something that causes a lot of trouble or suffering. Like right now, with the whole central Kenya, being affected by this. Is it scourge, scourge, squadge? We've had a lot of pronunciations on that, Willis, over the past couple of days.
Never make the mistake of saying squadge. That would be terrible or weird. We say scourge, a scourge.
All right, Willis.
Yes.
What about this other one? To rub a surface hard to make it clean or something. Is this scouring pad? Is that the correct pronunciation? You know what I'm talking about? Like a pad, like a towel, like a soap, scouring soap or whatever.
I have understood what you are talking about, Betty.
Okay.
We say scour, to scour,
right.
not to score, not to scour. Scour, and then you say scouring. Scouring, scour.
All right, got it, Willis, got it.
Yes.
Moving on to a word that we commonly use, and I want to know the correct pronunciation, Willis. Do we say conspicuous or conspicuous?
That quas should never be used in serious communication. When I'm talking about serious communication, I believe many people understand what I'm talking about here. Broadcasting, teaching, maybe diplomatic functions. Sometimes, the kind of language or the pronunciations that you use really matter in terms of clarity. So we say conspicuous, conspicuous, avoid conspicuous.
Okay.
We also say ambiguous, not ambiguous. Ambiguous,
okay.
Conspicuous.
Okay,
Yes.
got it, Willis, got it. There's a word that Anne Matano, two words actually, she wanted to know the difference in pronunciations. And I'll read this word, you'll give us the differences, Willis. There's R-E-F-U-S-E. We know it as refuse, but take us through that word, the two different pronunciations, Willis.
Betty, you're talking about what we call, technically it's called heteronym. They're words which have the same spelling, but different pronunciations and different meanings. So, in the wider perspective, you may talk about homographs. But this word, you say refuse. Refuse when it is a verb. To refuse, that is to deny or to turn down. But when we are talking about garbage, you don't say refuse. That is now the noun. You say refuse. Refuse.
Okay, Willis.
Noun, refuse. Verb, refuse.
Right, Willis. Very quickly, let's go through your surprise word.
I can see your face. You really want to be surprised more tonight. Betty, when we are talking about something that is available in small amounts, in most cases you'll hear people talking of scarce.
Okay.
It's scarce. Water is scarce. We should avoid scarce. We should say scarce. That is the correct standard or acceptable pronunciation of that word. It's scarce. Don't say scarce. Scarcity, scarcely. Very tricky, and locally, as we are fond of scarce. Scarcity, scarcely, no. Scarce.
That's
Scarcity, scarcely. That is for you tonight.
Scarce. Scarce. Willis, that's a nice surprise word. I like that, Willis. Scarce. And not scarce, as we all say. Scarce.
Not scarce.
Not scarce.
Yes.
Got it, Willis. Willis, always a pleasure having you on the show, teaching us those difficult words and words that we don't even know the pronunciations, like scarce. Thank you very much, Willis.
Betty, one thing that as I also leave for tonight's function, I want also to talk about something small here. Many people find it difficult to understand that you can use a good dictionary to know the pronunciation of a word or the sound units in English words. The first one here is about vowels. The symbol at the top, or the upper one, is the sound as in cat, cat. So we don't say cat. The second one, the lower one, is cut, what we call the mid-central vowel sound O. That symbol will help you to know that you say cut, to cut something. Cat, packer. Then with the consonants, I also have something small here.
Yes.
The upper one, we say ch. That symbol is for the sound ch. So we don't say j. So church, chest. So this is the symbol that people should know, and especially for teachers who find it very difficult to teach the young ones. And the lower one is sound j. So, bye for tonight.
Wow, Willis, what a way to end the show, taking this to a whole new level. I like that. Thank you so much for that. Well, that has been Willis, the word master, taking all this to a whole new, exciting level. You can always get him right here on Friday Briefing.